What's going on, y'all? My name is Steven, I'm your true champion, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful week post Digimon TCG Nationals. I myself have had one that's very tiring, but you know what? That's my own fault, trying to post a video every single day for an entire week. Today we're going to be talking about something a lot of y'all have been asking me about, my top 5 favorite cards in Digimon. Now, my top 5 cards kind of fluctuates and changes a lot, especially when new sets become available that weren't available previously for the English version of the game. But as of right now, today, these are my top 5 favorite cards that I've ever used in Digimon, or that I just have like a lot of sentimental value towards for whatever reason. This video could be something that I do all the time, or it could be something that's a one-off in order to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Digimon. I mean, what better way to celebrate a game being released than talking about my favorite cards that have existed since its release. If you guys want to join the fun and celebrate the Digimon TCG with me, be sure to let me know your top 5 cards down below in the comments. Also, if you guys are excited for this video and many more to come out this week, be sure to let me know by smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into my top 5 cards for the Digimon TCG right now. Okay, sorry, I know I'm a big fat liar, but we're actually not going to start with number 5. We're going to start with an honorable mention, because if I did not include this card somewhere in this list, I'd be doing myself and you a disservice. Today's honorable mention is Green Ceresmon, the original Queen of Green and the flagship boss monster of the download / Digizorption archetype for Green. In my opinion, Ceresmon was the first true Tier 0 deck that came out in Digimon in the original Union Impact format for the Japanese version of the game. It also happened to be the first deck that I ever utilized to win a Digimon TCG event. And at the time, that was a very big deal because I'd only played in 3 previously, and I came in 2nd place in all 3. And while that is still a lot of good finishes, it's 2nd place instead of 1st place. So it was really nice to finally earn my true champion name in Digimon, and it was all thanks to Ceresmon. Now, if you're someone that plays the English version of the game and never played the Japanese version, you would not really know how powerful Ceresmon actually was. Because in the original 1.5 format, just 2 weeks after the set got released, the ban and restriction list for Argomon and Hidden Potential Discovered went into place, severely nerfing the overall green strategy. That being said though, Ceresmon is not without her diehard fans, and I'm happy to say that I am one of them. That being said though, I did remove her from my top 5 to make room for a new card that I'll talk about later, but that's beside the point. Moving on to number 5, we have Black War Greymon, the original Black War Greymon from Set 2 Ultimate Power, or Set 1.5 in the English version of the game. Okay, I have a lot to say about Black War Greymon, but the first thing I want to say is Black War Greymon, the Digimon, is by far my favorite Digimon in the entire franchise. When he made his debut in Adventure 02, I thought to myself, that is a badass Digimon. That is someone I can root for, even though he's the bad guy. So, huge Black War Greymon stan, got that out of the way. Any Black War Greymon card I'm just gonna love. The reason I like this Black War Greymon more than the Dash Pack promo, or even the one that's eventually gonna come out in Set 8, is because this is my favorite card to point to now when I wanna talk about sleeper cards in the Digimon TCG. Now, what are sleeper cards, you might ask? Well, sleeper cards, in my definition of them, is basically cards that on release aren't that exciting. You know, they're not that meta impactful, they're not that good, but people still buy them because they have cool artwork or they just like the Digimon that they're related to. It's not until later though, when new support becomes available for that archetype or for that card, that they actually begin to gather hype and then skyrocket in price out of nowhere. I will always remember the day when they announced the BT8 spoilers, and this secret rare from Set 2 / Set 1.5 went from like $5 to $7 to $40 overnight, and it was so crazy, and I was just rolling on the floor laughing, loving that I had my binder of 4 alternate arts already ready to go. So while I may love every single Black War Greymon card because I love Black War Greymon, this card makes my top 5 because of the story / reputation now associated with it forever. Also, have you seen the alternate art? It's crazy. Coming in at number 4, we have a card that y'all might be surprised is this low on the list, Shine Greymon. Now, Shine Greymon, as I'm sure you all know, was the original Scourge of the Set 2 format and a pretty big deal in the 1.5 format for the English version of the game. But he was also the first yellow deck that I ever played and used in a tournament, and I gotta say, the memories of playing Shine Greymon will always be some of my fondest memories within the Digimon TCG. That being said though, Shine Greymon was like the first original control deck of the game, and I equate playing Shine Greymon a lot to playing Pokemon decks in the Pokemon TCG, because it's more about sequencing slash overall board setup than actually gaining advantage against your opponent. Yes, you're removing your opponent's threats by deleting them and then, you know, keeping your dudes in play, and that's advantage in itself, but that advantage comes about through a properly set up board, and that's the thing you're trying to accomplish during your turns. And yeah, I know a lot of people look at Shine Greymon and they think, oh, boring, slow deck that goes to time all the time, but in the hands of someone like me who knows the strategy and loves it, it feels like something that can always adapt and play in any format you throw it at. It may not be the best deck, but I think as long as they keep printing yellow Tamer cards, it'll have a seat at the table if you really want it to. And can I just say that I am super excited for the Set 7 format and the hashtag Shine Supremacy that'll hopefully follow, because Yellow Hybrid is pretty scary of a strategy. Shine Greymon, you're one of the GOATs, and you're a part of my top 5 list. Coming in at number 3, we have the mascot for e-boys everywhere, Arata Sanada. Not only is Arata a really cool character from the original Cyber Sleuth games, but I love the token generation archetype in Digimon. I find it super unique, super resourceful, super powerful, and technically without limits. I mean, we've all seen how crazy certain Diaboromon boards can get sometimes, and Arata Sanada is the reason those boards get crazy. And by the way, I don't personally love Diaboromon more than any other Digimon. Sure, I have like sentimental value watching the original Digimon movie, but I don't really like him. I like him in the Digimon TCG though, because I think the archetype is super unique and has a lot of room to grow. Also, when the original 1.0 release happened, I opened 6 boxes of the Digimon TCG and pulled 3 Diaboromon alternate arts, and good or bad, that's a memory I will always have. So yeah, this one's pretty short and sweet. Arata Sanada is probably the poster child for one of the most unique and cool archetypes in my opinion for the Digimon TCG, so why wouldn't it be a part of my top 5? Coming in at number 2, we have a recent addition to my top 5 list, the queen of the Digimon TCG, Lilithmon. While yes, Sarismon is the queen of green, Lilithmon is just the queen. I've always played Lilithmon since she came out in the original Set 3 and of course in Set 1.0 for the English version of the game, and I've always tried to find new and unique ways to utilize her cool effect. However, it wasn't until Set 5 came about that we had the most broken utilization of Lilithmon to date. And that was, of course, the Omnimon Zwart loop strategy made possible by Mega Digimon Fusion and Jack Raid and then all these other crazy cards within Digimon. So while we're on the subject of like reputation and like sleeper cards and stuff, Lilithmon is a great example of one living right now. You know, when she first came out, she was kind of niche, not crazy, but a fun card to deck build with. But now she's regarded as the facilitator for one of the most powerful combos in Digimon history. And she's not going anywhere. Even with the ban of Mega Digimon Fusion right around the corner in February 25th, people are still trying to come up with ways to utilize this powerful Digimon with things like win rate 60% and various other cards that are coming out for the purple color in the future. Plus, you know, the obvious reason why Lilithmon's awesome. Whoo! Okay, here we go. If you guys have watched anything on this channel before about the Digimon TCG, this #1 pick should be no surprise to you, but I'll say it anyway. Coming in at #1, we have Slash Andromon, the reason I play the Digimon TCG. Let me explain. While yes, Shine Greymon was the first yellow deck that I ever actually played in the Digimon TCG, Slash Andromon and the decks that people would play him in the original New Evolution or Set 1 meta were the decks that inspired me to play this game. Through watching the original Japanese players use this card to effectively check/remove Omnimons was inspiring as to the actual potential within this game. I mean, you had an uncommon level 6 that had less DP than some level 5s actually contest and remove a 15,000 DP level 7 that cost $60+ on release. This is the potential of proper deck building, proper play, and proper whatever within the Digimon TCG. I saw that and I went, I want to do that too. Now, getting into the specifics with me, again, /Angemon has been a card that I appreciate very much, but I didn't really get to use him effectively until set 1.0. And if you guys remember, in set 1.0, I played yellow non-stop, and I played a Kantorismon /Angemon deck religiously. I got multiple top 8s with that deck, and I was an inspiration to a lot of yellow players to early on get the deck, and then get rewarded later on when Shine Greymon came out. So I love yellow because to me, yellow was the first thing that I ever really put stock into learning, stock into appreciating, and I think it worked out for me because cards like Shine Greymon, War Greymon, and Lord Nightmon came out. But the love for that color didn't come from those cards. It came from /Angemon. Oh, and by the way, I totally forgot to mention this, but my boy is finally getting recognition within the actual Digimon community. He's being given a gorgeous alternate art for the upcoming Digimon Card Game Fest, and I am not only excited to commentate that event and be there for that really awesome IRL experience, but I'm also excited to collect as many of these alternate arts as possible, which, by the way, if you guys ever get your hands on some, be sure to send them my way. I have a P.O. box down below that I'd be happy to go check regularly for /Angemon alternate arts. Shameless plug aside, I think /Angemon is the perfect example of the overall theme of why I love certain cards, and that is, I love underdogs. Whether they're underdogs right now that back in their heyday were actual monsters but can still hold their own against the new fangled power crept cards of today, or they were cards that no one really looked at twice but have now or since then actually made waves within this game for whatever reason. So thank you /Angemon. You are the reason I play the Digimon TCG, and you are my favorite card in the game. And boom, there you guys go. That wraps up my top 5 favorite cards in Digimon. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful rant that I had about all these cards. If what I had to say inspired you or relates to you when it comes to the cards that you love, be sure to let me know by leaving your top 5 cards down below in the comments, and be sure to give me at least one reason why. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And with all that being said, I've been your true champion, Steven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well. And I will see you all next time. Peace.